Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Live with Lydia. Your girl Lydia here, ready to continue my nightly Instagram live series. I'm really excited for today, and we're going to get started pretty soon. So yes, welcome back, everybody. For those of y'all that maybe have not heard yet, we are doing a nightly series on live Instagram, and it's called Small Business Showcase. The point of this showcase is to showcase, promote, support, and bring you all different small businesses, small companies, services that are owned, small businesses by one person or family owned. And the reason behind that is during the pandemic and the quarantine, I know everybody was suffering. Everybody is still suffering. It's going to take a long time to recover from this. So my goal is to bring you all different people, services, business companies that maybe you haven't heard of or that we all get to know together. And hopefully we can be of support to one another. We can promote each other and help each other out. The majority of the businesses so far have either been, endorsed by you guys. These are people that you, oh gosh, sorry. There's my shoes. These are people that were recommended by you. And then the other half are people that I personally know, I've used their services and that I endorse. So for tonight's guest, I'm actually going to be bringing on Amy Lynn, and she's from Amy Lynn Fitness. And I'm really excited. This is someone that I have personally worked with before, and I'm excited to bring her on. So let me go ahead and get her on, and we can get started. Hopefully this will work. Hey!
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you on. I was
Me,
hoping today was not a technical difficulty situation. I don't know if it's because we're all home, but my internet lately has been crazy slow.
well, I just moved out of my gym into my kitchen because it was it wasn't
Oh, it
working.
was doing
So
that.
it could be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be mine.
Yeah.
So let's try it in my
I
kitchen.
think I think it's a mixture of everybody. I honestly think we're probably just congesting the, I guess, the database. I don't know what the correct term is.
Yeah.
And but I'm excited to have
Everybody,
you. Thank you for joining us. Yes,
I know. Thank you for having me.
we're all fighting each other for the internet. I don't know if my hoops are gonna be an issue. I was trying to be cute for you, but I don't know if that's gonna create a thumping every time my bobblehead starts
I don't hear
going.
it.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. For those of you that just joined us, welcome back. If you haven't already met me, my name is Lydia and I'm with Live with Lydia. I will be showcasing a different small business, company, or entrepreneur for the remainder. Excited to have you. So let me open the floor to you. Introduce yourself to everybody. Let us know a little bit about what you do and what your business is all about.
Well, I'm Amy, and I'm a trainer and online fitness coach. Which I've done the personal training thing since I don't know 2012, maybe something like that. And I've recently, maybe over the past year, started converting to online coaching as well. And I just enjoy helping women become the best version of themselves.
And you're good at it too. I was able to reach my goal weight with you pretty not quickly now in hindsight, but I think it was under a year, but there was a lot of issues with me. Um,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and the priority was, of course, getting to a comfortable, healthy weight so that my chances of conceiving would increase, and we did just that.
You were one of my first clients.
I remember that because you were at your previous house and you were
I
setting
was,
up like your online stuff, you were setting up your social media, but you knew exactly what you
yeah.
were doing even though you
I,
were just starting.
well, I trained you in my garage in Texas, in Houston.
Hmm.
So that just
Yep.
goes to show you how committed you were.
I remember there was a time that I ended up leaving because I got so, like, remember I was dizzy and you ended up having to drive me home.
Yeah, I remember that.
I
But
don't I
yeah,
don't
you
think
were
it was,
the,
well, it might have been a combination of the heat, the fact that I am an insomniac. I hadn't had breakfast that day. I heard an earful from you and then I was like, okay, I don't feel good.
well, you weren't the first person to
Yeah.
feel overheated.
That is that is so funny. But since that has happened, of course, you are now in a new location. And in your new home, you have actually created a home gym that doesn't even look or feel like a home gym. It feels like you're in a private, like a private gym. You have a lot
Yeah.
of machines. And is there anything you specialize in as far as
Most of my clients are more focused on fat loss. I've
fat loss?
trained,
Okay.
you know, many men and women who want to put on a substantial amount of muscle, but mostly I deal with fat loss.
Fat loss. Okay. And I know whenever I was
Yeah.
working with you, you also were able to provide nutrition and meal plans and stuff like that. Uh, does that come
Yeah.
with your package, or is that something that is included with all of the people you train, or do you do that separately?
I do it separately if people don't want the workouts, if they just want nutrition, meal plans,
Hmm.
macros, I separately, but with my training, you do get the nutrition with it automatically.
Okay. And as you have transitioned into online as well, what has changed
Yes.
from, training in your garage to now having your own designated space, home gym? What has changed from them as far as your techniques or your, I guess, the way you do service? Is everything still the same?
I You mean with the online training?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's it's the same, but I have to. I feel like you almost get a little bit more from me
Mm-hmm.
because I have to kind of stay on top of you a little bit more, hold you a little bit more accountable, because I'm
Mm.
not seeing you in person. So sometimes I feel like you might get the better end of the deal
With the
online.
online.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've been back and forth with the idea of coming to you and coming out, and every time there's like, okay, I'm gonna go, and then Gio started school, and then I'm gonna do this, and oh, I'm gonna start selling, and then I know you have a group too, like a Facebook group where you do challenges and fitness and weight loss, and then I
Yes.
started the Salted Hippie, and I'm like, dang it, I
Yeah. What
swear to
happened with?
you, I'm like, I really want to do this, but everything is in the way. And then I'm like, and
Well,
then
you have a
pizza is
lot
really
going on
good.
too. You have a lot going on.
I do. And I feel like when I say it out loud, it's like, it doesn't sound like it's enough. But once I break it down, I'm like, crap, girl, you're busy. Oh my gosh. But let's get going with your getting some information out to people so that hopefully they can get to know you, get to know your program, get to know the way you work. We have, hi, Megan. We have a few people joining us. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. The designer in jeans says she didn't know you were online. Yeah, she is. She can do online coaching as well. Have you jumped onto the virtual bandwagon? And I mean bandwagon by, because of the quarantine. Are you doing any like online or virtual classes in the form of actually one-on-one training?
Yeah, the clients that I had before the pandemic, the clients that I had that was training one-on-one, I'm doing like either FaceTime or Zoom workouts with them. But the
Very
ones
cool.
that are, that really want to do it, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough that way, but goals.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I
And I
have no
think
problem
that's
helping them.
beautiful because, and I think personality that I think you know when you need to turn it on and off. You can go from drill sergeant, which some days I need it, to like, okay, it's rough, it's hard, like, and you have this empathy and patience about you because you can tell when someone is it's a beautiful thing you have because you can turn it on or off when need be. I got drilled sergeant a couple times and I was like dropping F-bombs. I hate you. And then I would get on the scale and I was like, I freaking love you, Amy.
You would have filled up my cuss jar if I had one.
Mm-hmm. I really do.
Like that.
I'm just very raw and unfiltered.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of potty mouths.
It doesn't phase you, I know. You just kept right on going.
No.
That's maybe interested in doing personal training and is either one like to get out there, and then two might be like the pricing. When you think of a personal trainer, you automatically think of like, oh my God, there's no way I can afford it. That's what I thought initially too. There's no way I can afford a personal trainer to concentrate just on me one at a time. How do you think you can help motivate them to maybe reach out?
Well, like you said, just take the first getting motivated and staying motivated. It's helpful to have somebody to hold you accountable. And as far as pricing, I've done the math, and you drink your Starbucks maybe 3 times a week. You go to Target and you spend 40-50 bucks once a week. You need your pedicure and manicure. It's all about priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And you choose important to you. And if it's important to you, then maybe you have to make a sacrifice, maybe you don't.
Very packages broken out. Is it all just one set, one go? Is it how do you determine your pricing and the packages that each person needs?
Well, it kind of depends on their goals and things like that. But basically, for the most part, on average, 1 month is $150. And if you want to do 3 months, 6 months, the pricing goes down a little bit.
And is it $150 for the online coaching or the personal training in your gym?
That's for online.
That's for online.
Personal training in my gym is $50 per session.
Is that 50 per session? Okay.
It's quite a bit cheaper for the online, for sure. Mm-hmm. And like saying, you kind of almost, get the better end of the deal that way.
Yeah.
It just before the quarantine and all that stuff. I can only train so many people in a day. I have buddy sessions, and I have 2 and 3 people sometimes. So that's why I started transitioning to online, and I really enjoy it.
And you're able to reach more people that way as well.
Yeah, there's so many people you can train in person.
Yeah.
So I'm just it's.
And as far as location, of course, if they're training with you in person, they have. Can you train anybody anywhere, or are you limited just to like the U.S., just Texas, or will you take anybody?
No, anywhere because I use an app.
Mm-hmm.
There's an app that I have that, all of the workouts, rows, everything. And that's, everything is there. Gym with, it syncs up with your My Fitness Pal. And then,
Very
have
cool.
weekends. So, yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you could live anywhere.
Groups. I know you have. What about your people find you on your Facebook groups?
Well, it's a private Facebook group. It's whenever the challenges, if you're involved in the challenge, I add to the Facebook group. But it's only, it's a private Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
But anytime I have a challenge, we just finished with one. But anytime I do have one, I will post it on Instagram so that, my followers, they'll know and they can sign up for it if they want to.
Private because there is a lot of I think there's a lot of motivation that goes within each other, plus you, of course, vulnerable people and vulnerable moments. I know there was one that we had to send like a picture of us before and after. Is that the reason why you keep them private?
Mm-hmm. No, that doesn't go on the Facebook group.
Oh, that doesn't go on the Facebook group.
Nobody sees those.
They sent. No, I know. They sent to you. I mean.
Oh yes.
Yes.
You don't have to show everybody.
Unless you want to. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And what made you transition from going, one-on-one and focusing on just one person at a time to now online?
Well, like I was saying, it was getting to the point where, I could only train so many people, during the day. So, I was, my schedule was pretty booked. So it was time Go ahead.
To expand. Yeah. If someone wants to reach out to you, do you have spaces available for one?
Well, it's hard to say what's going to happen to the people I had before quarantine. So it's possible. Yeah, it's possible that I'll have some spaces available after, once we can start getting back out again. So yes, it's possible.
What is the best way for someone to reach out to you if they're interested? Do you prefer website?
I guess Instagram would be the best way.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And then
me on Instagram.
Awesome. And your Instagram is Amy Lynn. Let me see. Amy Lynn period.
Amy Lynn.
How are you adjusting to the times that we're dealing with right now as far as like the pandemic, and what keeps you motivated to keep going? Because I see your photos on Instagram and it's like a daily reminder of like, shit, Lydia.
It's just a lifestyle. I mean, it's just, and luckily I have a gym. Mm-hmm. I feel sorry for the people who were going to the gym and they were, motivated and hardcore and determined, and then the gym closed down. I know it's hard to be motivated at home. I know it is. Mm-hmm. But, like I said, I have a gym. I don't know what, mm-hmm. I think I would still be motivated if I didn't have a gym. I'd like to think so.
It's the lifestyle you've created. Yeah.
Yes. It's just a habit.
What is your that helps you burn the most calories at one time? Like one of those quickie, like.
If I had to pick one. Okay, if I had to pick one, I guess I'm gonna have to say a burpee. You knew that was coming.
Those are so good and so bad all at once. They're good. They're hard.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
hard,
if you
yeah.
gotta pick one, I'm gonna go with that one.
The burpee,
Yeah, just do some burpees.
do some burpees. How do you feel about intermittent fasting? I know I get a lot of questions about that. How do you feel about intermittent
Uh,
fasting and do you recommend it?
yes, I do. I really like it, and I do recommend it. It's you kind of have to be careful as a female. Men, um, they can handle longer fasting periods. For a woman, I don't really recommend the full 16 hours. I recommend more like 12 to 14 hours of a fast. Um, but yes, I do like it. I do it myself. I usually go about 12 to
Okay.
13 hours. But for
I
like
was
other
doing
issues, if you uh,
no, go ahead. I think we're having a delay, but go ahead. What were you saying for health issues?
yeah, we are. Well, I was just saying, uh, for women, you shouldn't really go longer than 14 hours fasting because it starts blood sugar.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I was doing the 8-16, so I would eat for 8 hours, fast for 16. And I mean, it seems to be working for me because for me, I've always been the opposite. I've never had a huge appetite. I
We've
kind of
never
have to
had
force
breakfast.
myself. Yeah, never had breakfast. I always have to force myself to eat or literally remind myself, eat at 9 a.m.,
Mm,
eat at 12 p.m. So for me, the intermittent fasting, I feel like was doing good. And it's a reminder, it's a constant, like you have to eat from this time to this time, and then you can go about your day. But I didn't know or you don't recommend. I didn't know it wasn't recommended to go above 14 hours. And why is it that men can do
yeah.
it and men and women cannot?
They just don't have the stress. It's stressful. It's another form of stress on your body once you go
Mm,
past so many hours. And men can handle stress better than women can, and we have a lot more of it. Most of us, maybe not all of us,
yep.
but
Yeah.
women tend to have a higher stress level. And you wouldn't think of fasting as stress, but it can be a form of stress on your body, just like exercise can be a form of stress on your body if you overdo it. So,
Mm,
no sleep, starving yourself, working out too much, all of that is stress on your body. And then you add in work, kids, and it just starts building up.
yeah. What do you recommend as far as like for my insomnia, for example, what do you recommend is a good exercise or something that you could do at the end of the night to wind down to maybe help stimulate sleep?
Well, I don't know that I would recommend exercise, but maybe some breathing techniques or some kind of yoga poses,
Mhm.
maybe legs up the wall. It's called legs up the wall
Oh,
pose, which is really good before bed. Calms your central nervous system. And, but, that's more of what I would recommend breathing and yoga, restorative yoga, not
okay.
like yes, but restorative.
So nothing that's gonna get your heart rate going. We wanna calm down.
I mean, yeah, if you're wanting to help sleep better, I would stay away from exercise, sweating and
Yeah.
huffing and puffing. Morning.
Okay. I'm gonna tell my husband you said that.
What, does he work out in the evenings,
No, because you
or
said
he wants you to
no
work
huffing
out?
and puffing or sweating.
Oh, that kind of huffing and puffing's okay.
Okay. It's funny. It sucks that there's a delay. I'm like, there's
I know.
okay, so I know there was something of a surprise that you had for us too, so I want to give you the opportunity to maybe talk about.
Yeah, I have a freebie that I'm offering just for people who came on here and watched, joined us. I'm offering 1 month free. You purchase 1 month, you get one free. So two for the price
Oh
of
my
one.
gosh. And that's for
So
your online
basically,
coaching?
two. Yeah, for the online coaching.
Okay. What would they need to do? Would they just need to mention the Live with Lydia interview, or how we're
The
on here?
salted hippie. Mention the
Oh,
salted hippie.
okay. Okay. So mention the
Which is
salted hippie and you
tell
can,
everybody.
what was that? You cut off.
I was saying to tell everybody that's the name of your boutique.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Awesome. I would
In case
definitely know that. The salted hippie. Yeah. Where's the boutique? We're not talking. Um, that way in the day, that's something we can, let them know as well. But getting onto a more like personal level, how are you doing and how are you handling? I know you said you have a personal gym at home, so you're doing that. It's a lifestyle for you. But how is your business doing and how can we be more supportive of you? How have you been struggling? Is your business doing okay? How can we be of support to Amy Lynn Fitness?
You're so sweet, Lydia. Well, share this information. I'm not
Why
hurting,
does it keep turning?
because I online
Mm-hmm.
because I am able to train online. I'm not struggling. Yes, I do. I'm not training all of my regular clients in person, but the few that I am training on Zoom and Facebook, that is fine. I
That's good.
I'm not struggling like some people who have lost and is sad. Um, so you could just spread the word. Follow me on Instagram. Just that's all I ask.
Awesome. Amy Lynn dot fit on Instagram. So thank you for that
Yes.
free, generous of you. I think that's definitely something we should all take advantage of advantage of, especially because I know I'm not the only one complaining about the quarantine being almost like a binge section. People are like binging Netflix, they're binging TV, they're binging on food.
Yeah.
What do you think is something that you would like to share, or like a tip that you can share to maybe try to control hunger or cravings?
Drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of water.
Stay
I know you used to
hydrated.
tell me, yeah, sometimes we confuse hunger for dehydration and we don't know the difference. Like our body sometimes doesn't know the difference.
Okay, I have one more tip.
Mm-hmm.
This is the tip I use. Don't buy it. If I buy Oreos, well, I mean,
You're gonna,
some people have
yeah.
kids, and the kids have the junk, but I try to buy my daughter junk and snacks that I won't really eat. I'm not going to eat goldfish,
Mm.
but if I buy Oreos, I'm going to eat an Oreo. So just, if you got to buy snacks for your kids, try to buy snacks that you're not so tempted to eat.
Yeah, that's actually really smart. If it's not in your house, you're not gonna eat it.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
can't
if
pass
you
up an Oreo.
absolutely, yeah, if you absolutely have to have a snack, what are your top three favorite healthy snacks?
Oh, Lydia. Oh, you know what? Right here.
You have something?
This will be for people in Texas. It's dry sausage.
Oh.
It has
Is it
it's high, really high protein,
is it like beef jerky?
kind of, but it's dry sausage. There's only one in here. I've been eating them.
Oh, dry sausage, high in
Yeah,
protein.
yes. Or popcorn. You could
I
buy
love popcorn.
a popcorn machine, like the air pop,
Hmm.
and then you could just add some coconut oil and some salt. My
Hmm.
daughter loves that. What
That's
else?
good to know. So that's two. Popcorn, protein, so dry or aged meat, not aged, dry meat.
Yeah. Well, some jerky has really, really, really high amount of sodium.
Sodium, yeah.
This one doesn't. So that's why I like this one. What else?
So check the sodium because I know sodium makes us retain water and makes us
Yeah.
bloat. And for women, we don't want that. For anybody, really.
No. No. I guess maybe fruit would be a good one.
Fruit. Karen said she needs a refrigerator lock. No, you don't. How do you feel about, you mentioned popcorn. How do you feel about popcorn that has already been like pre-packaged? Is that still a no, or would you rather just get the kernel, like pop them yourself?
I do eat that sometimes. Like the
Okay.
skinny pop and the
Hmm.
what's it called? Like the chicka pop or something. I
Yeah.
do eat that sometimes too.
I like the, I think it's called Skinny Pop. No, no, is it Skinny Pop? It's from Skinny Girl brand. I
Uh-huh.
think they're like smaller bags and they're like lower calorie.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, 120, 100 calories or something like that.
Hmm.
Just quick and easy.
Are you pro counting calories or against it? There's some people that are super against counting calories as it becomes kind of almost obsessive. But for me, it's easier to keep track that way because it's almost like an allowance. If I allow myself, for example, 1,500 calories, 1,500, I turn it into dollars, $1,500. Once I run out, you're out. How do you feel about counting calories?
As a matter of fact, I just filmed like a little mini training that I'm going to post on my stories probably Monday. But that's one of my favorite tools is macro, like counting your macros, getting on
Mm-hmm.
MyFitnessPal and logging. It's eye opening. It holds you
Mm-hmm.
accountable. It helps you. Um, you know how much you're eating. You'd be shocked if
Yep.
you just went through and wrote down everything you ate and add it all up. It's eye opening.
It really was.
So
That's
yes,
the
I
tool you
totally
taught me. Yeah, that's a tool you taught me. And once it comes down to actually writing, I would catch myself saying, I don't want to do that because you had access to my fit. You could see what I was eating, and I was almost embarrassed to eat certain things. So it definitely kept me accountable. And not only that, but once you see the calories written out, you're like, oh, that's not worth 800 calories. That means I can't eat anything
yeah
else the rest of the day. So I like it too, but I know there's some people that are kind of against it.
yeah but I mean once you do it for any length of time, you start learning. I
Hmm.
hardly ever like track my food in MyFitnessPal anymore because I know like how many calories. Once you do it for so long, you kind of
Hmm.
just get the hang of it, and you know how many calories and how many calories are in that, and it just becomes like second nature.
Yeah. Verito is asking, hello, what do you recommend for a diabetic too? For example, food and next things. Mm.
uh, I would say low glycemic carbs. You want you don't want the fast digesting carbs. Processed foods, fruit, um, things like that, and definitely exercise. Start off with walking. Walking will lower your blood sugar after your meals. It's a good time to go for a walk.
After your meals. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
What about your macros? I've heard people say the macros and how much they should be eating. Um, is there a way for us to safely figure out what our macros are, or is that something we should come to maybe you, a nutritionist, a doctor for? How do you establish what the macro should be for each person?
Well, there's a million calculators online. So you can go online and calculate, your macros like that. So yes, that's something that anybody can do themselves. I, on the other hand, take it a step further. When I have weekly check-ins with my clients, then I can adjust the macros. If it's not working, you know what I'm saying? Like if you get into a plateau or things are stalling, things like that, or you're hungry, I make adjustments to the macros to just make sure that everything just keeps going along. You keep progressing.
Awesome. And how do you feel about before you go to bed? Do you agree with that, or do you think that's a safe tool to use?
No, I don't agree with that, unless you're following the intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay.
Well,
You don't want to starve your body.
Right. So I don't think, again, sometimes eating certain carbs before bed helps some people sleep better, because in the middle of the night, if your blood sugar gets elevated, it'll wake you up. So if you're waking up in the middle of the night, every night, like at a certain time, it could be because your blood sugar has dropped and it wakes you up. So sometimes having sweet potatoes or brown rice or, something like that before bed can help you.
That's good to know. That's really good to know. But, well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Amy.
Thanks. I was just going to say one more thing about that. Everybody's different. Now, just because this person can eat carbs before bed and not gain weight, doesn't mean that the next person, they can eat carbs before bed. Everybody's different. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
That's awesome. But thank you so much for joining us. Yeah?
Let me say one thing. You are amazing. This is so awesome of you to do this. You're an amazing person.
Amy, this is not the crying season. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I just truly believe, I've always told you this, I truly believe that networking and connecting is something that I think that even if it's to a large platform, small platform, I don't care. I get such joy from showing off people that I know or showing off things that people are good at. And
yeah, it shows. This is your calling.
Thank you. Now I'm gonna go and do 100 crunches because I saw your abs on that picture. I'm like, oh gosh. I showed my husband, I was like, this is not fair. And he's like, yup, she's still really fit. Oh my God.
It helps to have a gym in my house.
It does. It was a pleasure talking to you, Amy, again. Thank you so much for the freebie. For those of y'all that are joining somewhere in this video, I do recommend that you watch the replay. There's a code that she mentioned that you have to mention to her, and when you do, you're going to receive her online coaching, buy one get one. So you get a free month when you mention the code she mentioned before. Before we let you go, let me let you repeat the best way people can reach you. If you want to let us know either your website, your social media, your phone number, anything that you want to let us know, or how we can reach you, so we can end on that note.
Okay. Let's go with Instagram, and it's amylynn.fit.
Instagram, and there's ways to contact her on there. It'll say contact, it'll say DM, and she'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. Well, I appreciate it again. Have a good rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend, even though we can't do a whole lot of nothing.
I'm going to work out.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Amy. See you next
Bye.
time.
Thank. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.